I'm Ellen.
And I'm Luke. Welcome to Show of the Weekend. Now, Ellen, I understand that while I was away the other week, you went and checked out some Pokemon stuff without me?
Yeah, I'm sorry. I went to check out the Sun and Moon expansion for the trading card game and actually saw some of my friends compete in a tournament.
So I'm here at the Pokemon event with my friends Liam and Tom, currently battling away.
100 damage.
I think. How are you doing, Liam?
Let's go, man. Hand it to me a little bit.
Yeah, well, that looks fun and all, but sources tell me you got a little too pally with the special guest. Be honest, and I won't be mad. Were you trying to replace me in case I got Andied?
No, I'd never do that.
Well, it looks like you were pretty upset when Pikachu left.
No, Luke, I could never replace a friend like you. You're perfect just as you are, which is why I've not evolved you yet.
Show of the weekend, show of the weekend, show of the weekend, show of the weekend, show of the weekend.
So, Ellen, what have you been playing? Spoiler alert, I know, because it's the same thing I've been playing.
Yeah, I've been playing NieR,
Automata. That wasn't pleasant. Don't stop watching, please. Please.
We won't do it again, we promise.
We can do better. We can't.
No.
But we can say we can.
Lie to these nice people at home.
Sorry.
I have no answer to that. NieR
Automata.
It's a game that's...
Really?
Yes, it is, and it's coming out soon on the PlayStation 4, which is a game's console.
Console?
Game's console.
Oh, I'm so sorry, game. That's a game's console.
It's going to be one of those shows, okay.
Yeah. Pulling this off the air. Shut it down.
No, leave us on.
No.
We have something to say about NieR Automata, the game.
Yeah.
I liked it. Did you like it?
I liked it as well. I am someone who is a fan of the Bayonetta series. I've sadly not played the second game because it's a Wii U exclusive and I don't have a Wii U. The original Bayonetta game was just ridiculous fun. I loved the combat, building up combos and things like that. Platinum Games have done the combat in NieR Automata, so it's basically taking all the cool flourish-filled fighting.
So many flourishes.
I did that alliteration purely by accident. Flourish-filled fighting and put it in NieR Automata. So you've got the Bayonetta style gameplay, but it's open world. Like, I loved running around and exploring the little areas that we were in.
And open world games, I love them. I've got a stack of new games that I tried to play this weekend, but instead I played Skyrim. Yeah, the open world stuff, we only got to get a little bit of a glimpse of that in the demo. We played it for a long old time. It was a huge chunk of the game, and I definitely got the impression that it was this vast thing to explore.
Oh,
mostly we were sort of in this grassland area with rideable mooses. Meese? There's a meese. Meese. But we were mostly playing in this sort of like overgrown city kind of thing. But then we ran through to this little path, through to this desert area, and that's just when I got the sense of how there are going to be different environments in this game, and it sort of felt like it really opened up, and I felt like the journey between those things was very organic, and it's completely open and filled with weird stuff. I have to say, this is why I found the game more exciting than I sort of thought I would otherwise. It's just the weird stuff.
Yeah, weird stuff. Like, basically, there's a bit in the Let's Play that we did where you lose it properly for the first time I have ever experienced in a Let's Play.
Yeah.
Hang on, let's talk about your head.
What? What?
We need to chat.
What?
I'm normally, as viewers will know, a very confident, calm, collected person. Like a mill pond of serenity.
Well, I think I read the comments. I'm the one that giggles at everything.
Yeah.
This case, he just lost it. And I was like, everything has changed because of this woman with a robot head.
Oh, yes. Please be mission critical. Robot head girl, you're my favourite character in any video game.
It's gone now.
No. I'm going to hold it together.
You've got slightly watery eyes.
You've got slightly... Well, everyone does, because of tear ducts. So yes, what I loved about the game is just the surreal things that pop out of nowhere. Now, some of these we can't talk about because makers of the game are quite concerned that we don't give away any sort of spoilers things.
Yeah.
But there is some very, very just weird things in the game. Like the person with the robot head is the least of it. I like that kind of early on in the game, it's like, oh yeah, but do you want to go fishing?
Yeah.
And we're like, oh, you can just go fishing in this game,
Yeah.
and there's nothing else in the game to suggest that fishing might be a thing. And then we went fishing and we caught a koi carp, which is fine. And then after that we caught like a little tiny robot fish.
Yeah.
And I'm not exactly sure what you're supposed to do with the fish, but I get the impression there'll be something
Yeah, it
to
was
do.
like an electronic fish. Maybe it's a Babel fish. Yeah.
It reminded me a lot, it kind of has that Final Fantasy vibe of like just weird idiosyncratic things sort of popping up in the game that you can't really explain, but like you just get the sense that there's going to be a lot of that, and it's a game that's just going to surprise you with weirdness.
Yeah, well, I
basically.
think that happens a lot because it's, you know, mainly developed in Japan, and I feel like they're not afraid to put a bit of humour in there, and it's quite nice to have this game where you just run around and go, oh, there's a moose, let's go riding the moose.
There's a moose, is it rideable? Of course it is.
Of course.
We had to put down some like digital bait.
Yeah, like
trap
these little
it.
cubes.
But the game didn't tell us, it wasn't like, now ride a moose, it was just a thing that could be done.
Yeah, we just got a sachet
Weird.
and some bait. We were like, hang on.
The other thing that I thought was impressive, and again, we didn't have like too much time with it, but the localization seemed pretty good. I remember when we were playing, you were impressed because we were talking to this sort of down and out rebel guy who had like some robot limbs, and he was just using
Like
sort of idioms and phrases,
and colloquialisms and all that sort of stuff. And I was like you said, he's got a bum leg. Like that's not something that someone...
Unless he literally meant he has a bum leg. Which the more I think about it, the more I think of what I've seen in the game.
Androids can have anything on anywhere, really.
You can have all your limbs be bums. Or your bums be limbs. Do you feel like the game could, upon release, go one of two ways, where either it's this sort of incredible work of surreal majesty and there's depth to it and you can play it for 300 hours, or maybe we have already seen the best of it and perhaps the combat is a little repetitive and the story is like more on the weird and less on the compelling side, or I really feel like it could go one of two ways. I feel like either we'll look back on this video and be vindicated for being for seeing something in a game that's going to be like hailed as a masterpiece, or people will look back and be like, what the hell were they on about? NieR Automata.
It could go either way. I'm hoping it goes the way of it being like super cool and interesting.
Yeah, I hope what the little we've played is representative of a bigger fun game.
Like there were some things that we saw that we couldn't show you in the Let's Play and we can't talk about that were like, oh, this is interesting. There's more to everything that's going on.
Yeah, things that did hint that things may not be as they seem. I quite like the main character.
Yes, 2B.
I
think she's great.
She doesn't always dress appropriatly for moose.
Moose, right? That was just a bit like, whoa, okay.
Hang on, it's a bit revealing, this whole running business.
We both went very British.
Yeah.
I was terribly sorry. So sorry, 2B. You're not the biggest fan of 9S. You kept giving him a hard time.
Maybe I'll grow to love him, but I suspect not. He does that thing where like he's clearly really into 2B, the main character, and the way and like everything he says is like, I think fawning was the word.
Yeah, fawning. Yeah.
He's like, oh, it's crazy how you're so amazing, isn't it? Oh, that's so typical you, being so brilliant. And it's like, oh, should we go over there and kill that robot? How do you come up with this stuff?
Total sycophant.
Yeah.
Yes! Yes.
Yeah.
Why would you program a robot to be sycophantic?
Why would you not program a robot to be sycophantic?
Well, because you want it to judge you accurately, like...
Human beings to do that.
Well, we are seeing very far into the mind of Andy Farron.
I'm imagining Andy in his house with like a very small robot. In my mind, it's just a Roomba, but with like goes like, Andy, you are looking great today.
In Rick and Morty.
Oh, the butter robot. Yeah.
But instead of
What is
being,
my purpose?
what is my purpose? And it's reprogrammed just to say, Andy is great.
Yeah, Andy, you look nice. I don't know why they're all cosmetic compliments. It doesn't need to be. You might not program it. It might be like, Andy, you had good ideas and have great core beliefs.
We're learning more about Link.
I just think if a robot's going to compliment you, I know I look good. It would be nice to have the robot It'd be nice to have the robot sort of, you know, the things that you're anxious about, like, am I a good person? Like, you don't know. It'd be nice to have a robot.
I'd be like, Andy, your carpets are very clean.
Yeah.
That's it complimenting itself.
Yeah. Andy, you have correctly positioned my recharge station. Thank you. I hope you are this good at repositioning everything in your life.
Reposition the room out the window in a minute.
I want to talk more about the little robot buddy that you have that we were able to pat on the head.
Good segue, speaking of little companion robots.
Yeah. Like they're little like cute extra touches and features that kind of make the world seem more real.
What could be more real than patting your drone lovingly on the head?
It's just a nice little touch.
Yeah, it's nice. As far as I can tell, it didn't do anything. Like, it didn't make the robot any more motivated to fight for you or anything like that. It's just a nice thing you could do.
But it made the controller feel like it was the robot. And then maybe it's the robot that's controlling 2B. I just said that to mess with you.
Well, it worked. Consider me messed with. It's out pretty soon, so we will shortly know if we are incredible gurus of game quality.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Well, I think either way, it's got cult following written on it, at least.
Yeah, cult following often means terrible sales, though, doesn't it?
Not always, hopefully not. Hopefully it bucks the trend of that. People are also wondering if you need to play NieR, like the first game, before you play this. Don't think you do.
I don't think so. I mean,
just...
unless if you have played NieR, all the weird stuff makes total sense. It's like,
it's fine.
Most of the NieR story is about how the mooses came to be tameable and rideable.
It's just set in the same universe and has better combat. She's got a cool swishy coat.
It's a cool squishy,
Like,
it's cool
the
squishy.
squishy coat.
Squish. I can't say it. Swishy coat. She's got a cool swishy coat. Is that right?
Yeah, you
I'm
did
not
it. Well
sure
done.
of anything
well done.
anymore.
Well done, Luke. You're so good.
So we enjoyed it. Hopefully the game will be good.
Yeah, fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed.
It looks fun.
So long, 9S.
Suck it, 9S.
Ah!
Now, Ellen, you want to quiz me on something.
Yes.
I can tell by your aura.
Yes, my aura. Basically,
Quizzing aura.
For Honor came out this week, so I'm going to ask you a few questions.
These are our lands, and no one can take them from us!
Okay, Luke. So I've got 5 questions here. I'm going to start off with an easy one. For Honor is a brand new game set in a world of warring knights, Vikings, and samurai. Please explain to Andy how this is historically possible.
Oh my god. Oh, he's walking over. He looks mad already. I haven't started. Oh, okay. Okay. No, come on, pull up a pew. Come on. This is why no one else is allowed to sit on the purple sofa. Okay, right. So what is it? Vikings, knights,
And samurai.
Samurai, okay. It's never made clear that For Honor is set in a time zone that our human civilization, has lived through. Now, there is much that we don't know about prehistoric, what we would call prehistoric, life on Earth. Were there samurais around before or during or slightly after the time of the dinosaurs? We don't know. But hang on to the idea, because...
Were the samurais around before humans?
No. Well. They called themselves samurais. Would we call them samurais? Who knows? But
They are exactly samurais, though.
from our historical perspective, yes. But, you know, let's try and take the wider view for once. Jesus. Right. Sorry, Andy. Right. Okay. The thing about the prehistoric times is that tectonic plates were... No.
Okay.
Tectonic plates were all over the shop. That is the scientific term. So continents were melded. So that is one reason, but obviously not the main reason I'm saying, because that's ridiculous. What I actually want to talk about is the lost art of shipbuilding. Now...
0 points.
No, wait. Maybe they went there, but then the boat sank, and the boats, no traces of them. And what if the samurais went to Europe, for instance, and they went on boats, and then some of them died and some of them didn't, but they all left. They were we have to leave, and they took all the bodies, and they were we mustn't leave any knives or bits of architecture or helmetry that they don't have here.
So you keep
Yes.
helmets on a helmet tree? Alright, half a point. You went in the wrong direction, Luke. You should have gone into the future and said that what's happened is an evil corporation has raised people believing that they're Vikings, samurais, and knights, and they believe that they live in those times, when actually it's the future.
Yeah, and it's all in VR.
Yeah.
Corporations. I should have known.
It's Resident Evil 8.
It's Resident Evil 8. No, Resident Evil 8 is something about horses with human hands or something. Or, yeah, humans with horse hands. I can't remember. All right, next question.
Sword combat is the favoured style of each of these factions. However, if you could provide an alternate board or card game for these enemies to work out their problems, what would it be?
Okay, a board or card game to settle once and for all knights versus samurai versus Vikings. Okay.
Yeah.
My immediate thought was Uno, but Uno does lead to more arguments than it solves.
Yeah.
I know. Mousetrap,
Right?
the game, because you know how in Mousetrap, the children's board game, there is nominally a competitive game for children to play. in
Right,
there.
yeah.
And so, like, if you look on the back of the box, it's like, oh, roll a dice, take a turn. But no one ever does that. Instead, what everyone does is immediately starts working together
Yeah.
to build the mousetrap and then set the mousetrap off.
Okay.
And by the end of it, you're like, well, we trapped the little plastic mouse. I can't see why we have to war anymore. Right?
No, I'm going by what you say because I never actually played Mousetrap as a kid.
What?
I only ever saw the
Pause the
advert.
show.
I only ever saw the advert and thought I want to play that one day, but
Do a let's play.
So sad. But yeah, mousetrap.
Mousetrap. Okay, that's a good answer. I was glad that you avoided the pitfall of just saying Monopoly, because honestly, that would just make everything worse.
Yeah, it
that
would.
breaks out in a sword fight every time we play it.
Yeah, yeah. Right, question 3. For Honor was released.
Mousetrap. Wait, sorry, what?
For Honor was released on Valentine's Day.
Aww.
From which faction would you want to date a warrior from?
So would I like to date a samurai, a Viking, or a knight? Knights typically, I just launched into like knights typically are the ones who are the most chivalrous, right? Because they have poetic, the courtship might be nice.
Yeah.
Be nice to be read a poem,
Yeah.
you know, with me on a balcony,
Yeah.
letting down my hair. Knight is the obvious choice, but I want to give the others a fair shout in my imagination. So let me just imagine dating a Viking. Vikings are cool. They tend to like solve their problems with a lot of like axe swinging and
Yeah.
stuff. Samurai. Well, we were talking the other week about how lots of samurai were like professional sumo wrestlers on
Yes.
the side.
Yeah.
I'll play it safe, I guess, and go knight. I'd like a Valentine's card that's like illuminated, you know, like monk writing.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. I know it wouldn't be the knight doing that, but if he has a monk friend, who could...
You're like, oh wait, Dave, could you do this card for me?
Dave, do us a favour. Trying to woo Luke. The regular methods aren't working.
Right, question 4.
I was sensing an Ellening there. Like there was going to be like, actually you have to date hidden answer F.
Well, I suppose actually, you know, the true answer is you probably wouldn't want to date any of them because they all just get murdered horribly over and over again.
Yeah.
Anyway, question 4. Going from love to hate,
Oh, okay.
which of these warriors would you least like to have a fight with outside a pub?
Well, I think samurai. And here's my thinking. I remember when I was playing For Honor, there were a lot of the samurai characters had like those like scary face masks.
Oh, yeah.
They sort of hide the face, and you would need to look. I mean, I assume I've not been in a whole lot of like fist combat situations. I just imagine.
Why I asked
look,
this question.
I-
I know you would never have.
I imagine like if you can like sort of look your opponent in the eyes, then for one thing, I guess you can like if they're about to like rush and attack you, like you probably get a little clue from their face. I also think that it would be easier to try and talk them down from like having a fight.
Yeah.
If you know you could look them in the eye. So Viking, I guess, would be best because you know it's just sort of like blue paint and horn hats and stuff like that. I guess.
Hey, no, let's have a beer.
I'll be like, no, pints.
Yay!
That's my answer.
Yeah.
If I have to fight one of these legendary warriors outside a pub, stop going to that pub is the answer.
That's that. You Ellened me.
Did I?
Yeah, you just still going to that, but you just came up with a bear answer.
Ellenception. Okay, right.
So, final question. What is the least honourable thing you've done in a game? saw your eyes widen before I said in a game.
Yeah, it's the least honourable thing.
Oh god.
The least honourable thing I've done in a game. Okay, let me think. I'm still thinking. Do you know what I do that I'm not proud of in... I can't think... This isn't a particular game, but it certainly applies to a lot of games. I can't help but test to see if characters are killable. Mike, you're smiling in a real, like, I totally do this kind of way.
Quick save first, right?
Sure, but if I forget to quick save and they are killable, I probably wouldn't like reload from a long way back. I'm probably okay with canonically having done a bit of friendly fire. Probably should be telling this to my teammate.
I have done this in Tomb Raider with Winston. Like, everyone knows the trick of locking him in the fridge. But there was...
Not everyone knows the trick of locking him.
You didn't know this? You don't know this?
I didn't know that.
Is Winston the butler?
Yeah.
Right.
I didn't know you could lock him in the fridge.
Yeah.
Won't he die?
In Tomb Raider 2, in Croft Manor,
Yeah, I played Tomb Raider 2.
you go in the fridge, he follows you in with his tea tray, making his weird noises.
Yeah.
You jump over him, you go around, press the button, he's stuck in the fridge so he doesn't follow you all the time.
Then he dies.
He doesn't because...
Oh, what? You're okay with locking him in the fridge, but you don't like the idea of him dying?
He doesn't, because canonically he doesn't, because in Rise of the Tomb Raider in Croft Manor, you find a thing, a bit of paper.
A bit of his frozen limb.
A little... You find a letter, like a kind of a diary entry that he's written that says, oh, Lara's learnt this new trick where she likes to lock me in the pantry in the frozen section of the... But not only can you lock him in the freezer, but you can also shoot at him. When you finish...
Feel stupid for getting hung up on the freezer thing now.
I think it's in Tomb Raider 3. When you get to the end of the obstacle course, there are 2 guns which you can pick up, and he then appears with his little tea tray, which he uses to stop the bullets. And
think fast, Winston.
you try and shoot him, and he doesn't die. Instead, just eventually he just falls backwards and then gets back up again and follows you again.
Falls, cracks his hip, and
is
hospitalised.
to go to the NHS. Also, it's either Legend or Anniversary. He's like hanging around in the main bit of in the main hall of Croft Manor.
Yeah.
And you can shoot him, and it just doesn't do anything. It's just like. The Sims. Yeah.
Oh man, I'll tell you what memory that just brought back. Roller Coaster Tycoon.
Oh, I thought you were going to say swimming pool, but...
Well, yeah, no, like, so like The Sims, yes, kill The Sims. There's only so long you can play The Sims before you kill The Sims.
Yeah.
The basic pattern for playing Roller Coaster Tycoon, which is a game that I absolutely adored, was set up a theme park, work very, very hard to make it profitable, and then it is profitable and it ticks along nicely.
Are you going to do something about like making a roller coaster that doesn't have an end and they all fly off and die?
You actually, Ellen, cannot make a roller coaster that doesn't have an end, but you can remove pieces in the middle of a roller coaster being run. What you would actually have to do is build a complete roller coaster, set it going, and then you could like remove a bit and it would fly into the lake. The other thing you could do in that game was just pick guests up and just drop them in the middle of some water and fish them out just before they drowned. Oh, not fish them out just before they drowned. And the other thing you could do was change the velocity. So you got some rides that were just like a sort of cut out, like pre-loaded, you know, they're going to work. But in the settings for those rides, you could ramp up the spring speed to like 2,000%, and it would just be like doof, into the sun. You'd be like, well, that's my park.
Shouldn't have come to my theme park.
Shouldn't have come to my theme park.
I think it was SimCity 2000, where you could send a giant robot spider to destroy your city.
Yes.
You could also you could erect signs in your city. And I would always put up a sign saying, "Enjoy being murdered by a giant robot spider," before it happened, and then it happened.
That's dark.
Shouldn't have lived in my city.
Yeah, but you shouldn't have.
SimCity 2000 was type swear words into it, and it would add more churches to your city.
Really?
Like little more churches would spring up.
Oh, to like sort of teach you a lesson.
Teach you a lesson, but then also allow you to set a robot spider on
a load of churches.
On a load of churches, yeah. It turns out we're all horrible and not using.
Yeah, we are not honourable at all.
So you brought it back for honour.
Maybe we should play for honour to earn some honour back from all our awful things that we've done in games.
We understand if you feel the need to unsubscribe.
No, we don't.
No, Ellen, it's
Pop the subscribe annotation up now.
That was one of the deeper, more soul-searching quizzes that we've done.
Yeah, mainly that last question.
I'm not proud of any of those actions. What can you say?
No, but let's see what you guys have been saying in the comments. Last week, Luke and Andy went to Sweden to play Project Cars 2, but found the snow had a particular hold on Andy.
Dead Man Hopping thinks something even more sinister than that could be afoot, saying, "Why do I feel like the Xtra cast was just planning to mysteriously make the Oxbox cast vanish and replace them? Jane will be training to be an astronaut. Andy has been left to roam the frozen wilds. Oh God, what are they planning to do with Mike?"
How would we even catch Mike?
Oh, well, using the design that we cooked up.
Now, Luke.
Oh, right. Elsewhere, before the madness fully took hold, Andy and I were able to play upcoming icy survival game Impact Winter, and found we were willing to do whatever it took to make it through the post-apocalypse.
We're going to cook some food.
Delicious food. You've only got to stay alive for 30 days.
Yeah.
It's easy.
Well, once I tuck it into Christoph.
Commenter Beth says, "It's been less than a day and you've already resorted to cannibalism. Oh dear."
Well, it's hardly our fault if we're delicious.
Luke, are you seasoning your arm?
Oh, skip breakfast.
Oh, don't hog the whole thing.
Also on the channel this week, we played NieR Automata and had a rare old time battling robots and riding a moose.
Robots, fear me.
Fear me and my moose.
Our antics clearly triggered some lyrical synapses in the brain of Rory JL 2014, who commented, "They went through the desert on a moose with no name. It felt good to deal out robot pain."
To which commenter Krenj responded,
"In the desert, they slid down sandy plains, but the slippery sand made Niners complain. Na 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 na."
Oh, we have a lot of laughs on this show, don't we, Luke?
We sure do, Ellen, we sure do.
So why is it that whenever you have to laugh in a script, you can't make it look normal?
Sorry. Sorry. I made it too big. Oh, that was weird. Have you ever tried laughing when you're not actually amused? Feels odd. Feels really odd. Don't like that. Hey, I got it right in the end.
Did you though? Luke, there weren't that many ha-ha-has in the comment.
Line. So, hey, at least when I forget my lines, I don't go all mean.
Yeah, I never knew there were so many ways to kill rock stars and diplomats and unconscious heart surgery patients.
I mean, it's pretty much the same way, right? You just explode them.
No. Idiot. Watch this.
That singing voice though.
Man, I know.
I mean, it's harmonised and everything.
Really good.
So good. Anyway, thank you so much for watching another episode of Show of the Weekend. Really appreciate it. If you want to see more, maybe hit that subscribe button and watch more stuff from us on this wonderful, wonderful channel.
You should definitely do that. And don't forget, guys, that we will be at Rezzed, which is the upcoming game show. We will be there on the 1st of April. You can book your tickets if you want to come meet us, because we'll be doing a meetup, using the link that is on screen somewhere now. Maybe it's going to be moving around. Maybe we'll put some production value in it. Or maybe it'll just be static.
It'll just be static, because I'm editing it.
Anyway, thank you very much for watching, guys. We will see you next time. Goodbye.
Bye.